Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Born from Sin. I'm your host, Danielle. I hope that you have had a fantastic week. I hope that you enjoyed a long weekend if you had one. We had a long weekend this weekend, so it was pretty awesome. Got to spend an extra day with my husband, and I never complained about that stuff. Today, I am on here because I wanted to say thank you. I am extremely grateful for everybody that has been tuning into my show, whether you're watching me from YouTube or from Spotify, whether you're following me on Facebook or Instagram, even TikTok. I just wanted to say a big, big thank you to everybody that has taken the time to sit down and listen to my episodes and to subscribe to my channel. I do apologize because I have yet been able to really reply back to your guys' comments, and that's going to be something that's going to be my main focus that I'm going to be working on from here on out. I am going to devote every Thursday, which is the day that my podcast Born from Sin goes live, and I'm going to devote every Thursday to sit down and talk to you guys because I really want to get to know everybody. I really want to know why you're tuning in. I want to know if there's anything more that you would like for me to record for you. Is there a specific topic that you would like to talk about when it comes to mental issues? So today's episode is literally just I want to get to know you guys. I want to know where you guys are at in your healing journey. Are you just beginning? Are you halfway through? Or are you near the end of your healing journey like I am? I'm going to be 54 years old this year, and I had been abused by my father from the age of 4 to 11, and thankfully I had a lot of time to heal past that even before my mom passed away. I wrote my book Living Past Being a Victim a few years ago, which was the biggest part of my healing journey for me. And I think it's because for years I literally had everything that happened to me kind of like play over and over in my mind, almost like a movie that just wouldn't stop. So it literally took me about 2 days to sit down and write my full book about the abuse that I went through because of, again, it was like a movie just replaying over and over again. And once I wrote that book, you know what? The movie stopped. And I didn't have to watch it on recycle over and over again in my mind. And that was the biggest part of my healing journey when it came to my dad and the abuse that he put us through. And as for my mom, well, she wasn't as she wasn't physically abusive. She yelled a lot, but she also had schizophrenia. So that really took a big toll on my life. I did a lot of things that people probably wouldn't have done. Like, I've literally had to give my children to their father, so I wasn't able to fully raise my kids because of my mother that was schizophrenic and because I grew up with a mom, but I was my mom's mom, if that makes any sense. She was constantly suicidal, so I had a lot of abandonment issues. And unfortunately, I passed those abandonment issue fears onto my children because of my situation, not because it's something that I ever wanted to do to them. And now at the age of 54, I'm trying to start rebonding with my children. And it's not always an easy thing to do. They're both adults now, and I've obviously caused some damage in their life. They don't hate me or anything like that. Like we do have an open communication, so I thank God for that every single day. Um, but it's a struggle because there are trust issues, and I'm kind of to blame for that. Again, not something that I ever meant to do to them, but life happened, and I unfortunately got stuck in certain situations where I ended up lying to them. And it wasn't, and I don't want to say I was lying to them because I wasn't lying. I had every intention, for example, to send my youngest child a gift for their birthday. And then I lost my job. So I had to choose between paying my rent and keeping a roof over my head or picking up that present and sending it out. And unfortunately, I picked a roof over my head. And people might look down on me for that, but if you were in my shoes, trust me, you'd probably do the same thing. What's more important? Like, I understand that you're gonna break your child's heart and you don't want to, but what's more important, being homeless or having a roof over your head, right? So that was my choice. That's a decision that I had to make for myself, and I did. And because of stuff like that, it unfortunately broke a lot of trust with my children, and I don't blame them. I do not blame them one bit about that because I've been there myself in, expecting my dad to show up and he didn't, or expecting a present from him and it never came. So I completely understand what they're going through, and it's not something I ever meant to put them through, but it's a bond that I am responsible for rebuilding with them. And sometimes it's a very difficult thing for me to do. Again, we do have open communication, but there are some topics sometimes that we discuss that are a little more sensitive than others. And then we kind of drift apart again for a little bit. I think we all just sometimes need our space, and I'm okay with that too. I understand that sometimes situations can just be completely overwhelming for people, myself included. So sometimes you need to take a step back. But the problem is that if you don't take that step forward again, you continue the vicious cycle of breaking that bond. And it's something that I really, really personally need to work on. And that's why, again, I apologize for not getting to your guys' comments because I've had this podcast. I've had this podcast since October, and I think I've replied back to like one or two comments, and that's it because life got away on me. And I'm not going to make a living putting a podcast out there if I'm not interacting with you guys. So for that, I am sorry. And like I said, I am going to take every Thursday, which is the day that my Born from Sin episode comes out, weekly, and I am going to sit down and have a conversation with you guys. So while you guys are watching the show, I am literally going to be online here, and I'm going to be replying to your comments because I really want to get to know who you are, where you are with your healing journey. Again, I'm not a psychiatrist, I have no medical degree whatsoever, but I do think that because of the stuff that I have gone through, I might be very relatable to a lot of people, and I do hope that I am helping you. Again, I have no medical degree. I can't diagnose what your problem might be or what your medical issue might be, but I understand where you're coming from. I know what it's like to be that scared child that was abused. I know what it was like being that person that all you wanted to do was just heal. You just wanted to get past all the crap that happened in your life and just move on. Just be free. There's no way. I used to think to myself, there's no way in the world that God would put me through all of this crap without there being some reason in the end. So that's why I started my podcast, and that is why I am continuing on with my healing journey. And I really, really want to know where you guys are at with your healing journey as well. And like I said, I'm going to start this week by commenting and getting to know each and every one of you. And I really, really I'm really looking forward to it. I love meeting new people. I love talking. That's why I did a podcast. When I told my husband I was doing a podcast, he was like, "Thank God." And I was like, "What's that supposed to mean?" Because you talk too much. So now you guys have to put up with me, blah 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 all the time. All right. So I'm gonna get back to the rest of my day. I hope that you have a wonderful week ahead, and I look forward to getting to know all of you. See you later.